Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Houston Rockets Daily. My name is Jax. I post daily Rockets content. So hit that sub button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I saw a tweet earlier today from Draft Dummies, and it goes as this. The Houston Rockets' best offensive lineup last year with 118 offensive rating. KPJ, Jalen Green, Garrison Matthews, Jae'Sean Tate, and Alperen Sengun. Spacing around KPJ, Green, and Sengun is key. Plug Jabari in for Tate for more spacing plus size, and that's a very fun offensive lineup. So this, Garrison Matthews isn't going to be the starter, unfortunately, Gary Bird, as we call him, but I think this is like a complete death lineup if you switch, as the tweet says, Jabari Smith Jr. in for Jae'Sean Tate. Now, you'd be kind of surprised. Jae'Sean Tate's defensive rating career, I believe, is like 115.5. It's nothing great. The worst defender as far as rating goes in that big five, or in that five, I guess excluding Tate, is Sengun. Or sorry, the worst one is Jalen Green. Jalen Green has like 120 something defensive rating. KPJ, Sengun, Garrison Matthews, Jalen Green, and Jabari Smith Jr. is clearly not a dominant defense, but if you're looking to run up the scoreboard, I do expect to see at least some type of combination with Garrison Matthews and Jabari Smith Jr. The spacing with that lineup is pretty lethal. I guess outside of Sengun, I'm pretty confident Sengun's three-point percentage is going to rise a lot for this upcoming season. Sengun still, despite his lower three-point percent numbers, you still don't want to leave him wide open. You're not going to leave Sengun wide open. I mean, he's a guy, if he gets hot, he gets hot. But who really gets hot when he gets hot is Garrison Matthews. Gary Bird is kind of that. I view him almost as like an X factor for the Rockets lineup, because when he is on, oh my goodness gracious, he can make any type of shot from anywhere on the court. But when that shot isn't falling, oh my goodness, it's not the prettiest sight. So it got me thinking, this upcoming season is definitely going to be probably not as longer of a year as last season, defensively speaking. Offensively, it's going to be nothing but enjoyment. But the Rockets are going to struggle this upcoming year, and it's mainly going to be on the defensive end. So, when I hear, can the Houston Rockets make the play-in tournament? Theoretically, technically, yes, they can, but I don't know if that defense is going to be able to hold up enough. Because what's our starting lineup looking like? KPJ, Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Jae'Sean Tate, and Alperen Sengun. KPJ, Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun, and then maybe you got Tate coming in as a sixth man. Tari Eason, seventh man, getting 25 minutes, something like that. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video where I was predicting the lineups, if you guys want to go check that out, check it out. 2 days ago. I fully anticipate Tari Eason to be starting by the end of the season. So I think by the end of the season, KPJ, Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., however they want to throw in 3 or 4, and then Alperen Sengun, to me, that's the starting five. And Tari Eason, once he comes and joins the starting unit, or even if he's, like I said, getting 25 off of the bench, he's going to make an immediate defensive impact. Now, Jabari is long. He's lanky, which is good. He's a tall guy. However, personally, I believe his skill set is more tailored. His defensive skill set is more tailored on the perimeter. So it is going to be interesting to me, because I would imagine, like low-key, I don't know if there's a hot take or not, I wouldn't be surprised moving forward if you see Jabari more at the 3, Tari more at the 4 once the end of the season rolls around, just because Tari can literally guard the way I saw. I mean, it was Summer League, but the way he looked in Summer League defensively, he can guard any single player. I don't want to get as far as saying like he might be a 1 through 5 like Usman Garuba, but he might be a 1 through 5. I mean, the Garuba situation hasn't really tailored, but defensively speaking, no matter, he switches onto a guard in a pick and roll, I'm not worried about Usman Garuba, maybe like I would with Christian Wood as far as guarding a guard goes. So this is the start, right? This is just the start. But defensively, are we going to be the worst in the league? Wouldn't shock me. Definitely wouldn't shock me, especially, like I said, if you got Eric Gordon starting. It's not like he's a bum on defense. We just don't have defensive anchors, I guess, quite yet. That's why a lot of people were saying the Mitchell Robinson, Nick Claxton, possible signings in this past offseason. Then you have a bunch of rumors, or not rumors really, but you have a bunch of hypotheticals coming out about the Rockets going for a guy like Andrew Wiggins next offseason to really bolster up our defense. I mean, a defensive combo of, I'm not quite sure how it would work, but of Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Smith Jr., and Tari Eason long term, that sounds like a phenomenal 3 defensive players to have. So I don't know. This was extremely random, just not mumbling, but this is just extremely random, unorganized video. It's August 3rd while I make this. Camp's beginning soon, and I'm hoping once football starts tomorrow, actually, that this just starts to speed up because, like I said yesterday, we're in the point in the offseason where there's nothing. I mean, you can only read so many Donovan Mitchell articles. You can only read so many Kevin Durant articles. I wasn't really interested in that to begin with, but it's dead as hell. It's really dead. So let me know down below, defensively speaking, what are your thoughts on the Houston Rockets for this upcoming season? Like I said, I do believe we will have some improvements. I don't know how significant it'll be, but it'll definitely be an improvement, and I think it's just going to be the start of the Houston Rockets defensively getting back to being those dudes, I guess. So hit that like button, hit that sub button, and drop a comment down below. What are your thoughts on the Rockets defensively next season? Peace.